Hello FlossTube, my name is Tamara, and in today's video I will show you some finishes, I will show you some progress and new projects, of course. So everything as I usually show in my videos. So meaning what is happening in my cross-stitch life. So as you can see, I have the springy display already. I have been shopping, I have been doing some shopping for home for Easter, and I found such a nice, I wanted to show you, such a nice bunny. I don't know which this bunny is for. It can be for sweets, it can be for, you know, like not very tall flowers, like a little vase, maybe like a pot, a mini pot for something, for succulents, maybe. I don't know. But I liked it a lot, and now, you know, I noticed that I have the tendency of, when buying things for home decoration, I mean like Christmas, Easter, autumn, Halloween, I'm trying, how do I say? I am trying very much not to buy decorations which are not connected with stitching. I don't know why. Probably because I have a lot of things already stitched. I mean, things which I can display. That's why I'm trying to buy something which can be combined with stitching. So this is the case of this bunny. When I saw this bunny, I thought, oh my god, this is going to be the perfect pincushion, like making here a pincushion. That's why I didn't ask myself what this one is for. I said that it's going to be a perfect pincushion for spring, because it's a bunny, and bunny usually it's Easter, and Easter is spring. And coming home, you know, I already had my spring-summer things from Just Nan, from the ones which I have done throughout the years. They were already out, and I saw this biscornu from Just Nan. This is a limited edition. I don't know if it's a limited edition. I know it was made for silver needle. Okay, so I noticed that this one more or less fits here, you know, and I tried, and it fits perfectly. So far, I decided to leave this one here because I like it enormously, how it looks like. Maybe in time, when I'll get bored, I will finally do a pincushion for this one, but so far it stays here. And I even pulled out the pins, the spring pins, some of them, of course, and I put them here to be nice. So such a finding. I already like have here my tulip humbug, which I had last year. I adore this pin, by the way. I adore this pin. I'm very happy that I managed to find this collection of seasonal collection of humbugs, and I have stitched them. I have a needle minder, which I also use in spring, because for me these colors are springy ones. This one is from Agnes Little Minders. By the way, I noticed that I'm not so much a magnet person, meaning like needle minders. I said magnet, needle minders. I love them. I use them, but not so much as I see that other stitchers have a lot of them. That's why probably you don't see so often needle minders in my shopping. I would love to have one from Kim, like from US, but once upon a time I tried to hunt them. The thing is that I have to stay up until 1 or 2 o'clock at night, because it's the time when she sets her needle minders in her shop. I tried several times to buy them, but they were purchased before I could go to the basket and pull and pay. And I just got, how do I say, not disappointed, but I thought, what's the point of like staying up until 2 o'clock at night and not buying them? And I gave up. I gave up. This is the right word. I thought that maybe the other stitchers will buy as many as they need, and she will still make them, and finally I'll be able to buy 1 or 2 for myself. So yeah, Kim's needle minders are a dream for me. Okay, and the little sheep, which I think also is spring. Yeah, so I have this springy display. So from what I started in the beginning of March, my pink projects, I already showed that I have finished the needle roll. I had even a video trying to show you how I put this one together, which is great, I think. And here it is, ready for a long time. Also, I showed there as a project such a design from Mill Hill, the Swan Song. This is an out of production series which I like a lot, but unfortunately it's not sold now. So I buy what I find. So I showed you that I started this one and I finished it already. Stitching in one thread, it's great. I would tell you, because I have two more. I have one like this and I have a pinky one as well, and I stitched these two in 2 threads, and the count here is 18th, and I struggled, and then finally when stitching this one, like this one, this was the second. I already noticed in the instructions that they said to stitch it in 2 threads, but I was like more than a half it was stitched. I said I wouldn't, and more than a half which is which needs a lot of stitching, you see. And I said, okay, I won't like do anything. I won't change anything. I just finished it in 2 threads. But this one I started already in 1 thread, and it was such a relief to stitch it in 1 thread. And it was quick, and it looks so, I don't know, I think it looks fine, nice and fine. This one. I put everything together. By the way, finishing it was quick because I have already the experience of this too. I finished like exactly as this ones. I made the bow here. So it's a very nice one. Very, very nice one. And I have 3, 2 pink and 1 yellow. And you know, like last time when I've been to Hobbycraft, I purchased such a foam sheet because I thought that why foam and not felt, because I thought that felt is too soft, because you see the foam is like this, and I chose the color kind of Tiffany because I thought that this color is not present in any of these designs, and they are going to look nice like in contrast to this background. I don't know, and I was thinking about like kind of displaying them like this. I don't know, probably I'll require something simple to fix this one somewhere. And this one I'm going to just pin here with prim pins, you know, like I have the small ones with a ball in the end. So I'm going to display this one with and they're going to be the 3 of them together. I thought about this thing. I don't know, I'll see what I'll manage to do, but I wanted the 3 of them, and I thought that they look nice, you know, like it's pink, yellow, pink, and this one in the middle has the bee charm here. I thought they are going to look nice together. I haven't stitched anything from the pink Victorian house, because I was very busy stitching the Sweet Nectar by Dimensions. Yes, I was, how would I say, very caught into this project. And I managed to stitch all these circle frame, I don't know how to call it, because I already knew the colors, the techniques, so it was easier to do this. That's why I just worked with myself and did it. So this is how it looks like. Last time when I showed this design to you, I had less than a half, I think it was stitched. So now I finished the upper part. Everything went okay. Everything, like, the stitches came together here, which is a joy, of course. And now I'm going to stitch the center. Speaking about this one, some of the colors already, of the threads already went out of project. I mean, I don't need them anymore. As I said, it was an easy stitch, as the cross stitch was used only in the flowers, the leaves, and the hummingbirds. The rest of it is half stitch, but this half stitch was in 4 threads, so it was a little bit, how do I say, tough to do this. At least for me, it's tough to do a half stitch in so many threads, but nevertheless I did it. And again, the background here, it comes in 3 symbols. Okay, they are combined threads, like it's not just one color thread, but nevertheless when you start learning the symbols, I said many times that one of the secrets of moving through your work quickly is to follow, how do I say, some rules. So one of the thing which was here, yes, because when I stitched, you know, half of this, it wasn't logical, normal that I would want to still stitch here. But knowing what techniques I already use here, knowing that I have to stitch with this golden one until I'll close it, knowing that the background comes with this green colors and it's half stitch, and so knowing all of these things, I just how do I say, I wasn't tempted like starting the design here, and I finished it here, so that I eliminate already some of the colors of the threads, I eliminate some of the things, and stitching the center is going to be, I hope, easier for me. So this is the actual plate, Lena plate with this design. As I said last time, this one comes like this. If you would like to admire the hummingbirds and the flowers, you see, like they come exactly like this. It's a very nice, by the way, designed by Dimensions. This is an old one. Unfortunately, it's an out of production one, but I would repeat myself that it's a very, very beautiful one. Of course, if you like this type of stitching, I mean the stylistics, it's yours, the subject you're stitching. I'm not a flower stitching, by the way, but this one was a wish, a great wish for me. And the hummingbirds, there are 8 hummingbirds here. They are different, so all of them are different because they are different species. I know that Dimensions has an old a kit, which is the simple collection. It's not the petite gold, it's not the big gold, and it's an out of production kit which has all the species of hummingbirds. So you stitch all of them, and with back stitch you write how they are called, so how the species is called. I know that there is such a thing. I haven't looked for buying it so far, at least. Yes, so I will take my hoop, my Elpsy hoop, which has the diameter of 25. I already counted, and this one goes into the hoop totally. I have like space, I can stitch. So putting it there, I intend not to take it out until it's going to be finished. I don't know how much time it's going to take me to do this. I gave myself time until the end of May. I don't like setting myself deadlines in stitching. I mean, like in real life, yes, I am the deadline person, but in stitching, I don't like setting myself deadlines. Because stitching for me, it's hobby, it's something which comes from heart, it's something which is deeply connected with the inspiration and with the wish of stitching that design, you see. Because if I usually plan to stitch a design until the end of, I don't know, that month, maybe I don't have time for stitching, or I don't have the willingness to stitch that design, or I am more inspired by another design, or something new comes up. You know how it happens usually in stitching. But for this one, I set myself until the end of May because I thought it's going to be nice, if I'm going to finish this one, to take throughout the summer also a big project. So to go with it through summer, through the months of summer. Of course, this except the chatelaine design, which is also a huge project of mine, which doesn't go as fast as I want. But I hope that I will have the inspiration and I'll just stitch that one quite a lot as well. So yes, that's it about this design, and in one of my next future videos, I think it's going to be already next month's videos, you are going to see what the progress is. And the projects which I started in March, these were not all the new projects which I wanted to start. There are at least 2 which I want to present to you now in this video. Probably you noticed that I haven't stitched just Nan yet, but I want to stitch it because I like it a lot. That's why the 2 more designs, the 2 more projects of this March, spring March month, are going to be just Nan. I don't know, maybe until the end of the month I will stitch something else. I mean, like something new, but I doubt a lot, because I already have a lot of new projects. So what I have decided to stitch from Just Nan. I pulled out from my stash such a design. This is Wildflower Wishes, a very, very beautiful design. This one like was taken out of print, I think not a long time ago, because I know that this one is out of print now, but it was available until like 1 or 2 years ago, and I bought it when it was available. I decided to take this one to stitch because last month when I stitched Miss Kitty's Dragons, I decided that I want to stitch more of my square designs, not very big, but square designs. I won't finish them because I wanted to make a sense, realize till the end what do I want from them. Do I want them being framed in a frame, like being finished in a frame, or make a giant pin cushion from them, or I don't know, a pin keep, something like this. So yes, I have been liking this design for a long time, and this was the moment when I said, okay, now it's time to pull out something from my stash. I suppose the design is going to be simple, because I cannot show you right away this one because it's the chart itself comes on the other side. So the design is pretty simple. I mean, even the embellishment pack is pretty simple because it has just the angel here. You cannot, this angel, you see, which is being attached in the center, and that's it, you see. And there are some specialty stitches, not a lot of them. What do we have here? We have Leviathan, triple Leviathan, satin flower, and Smyrna. But Smyrna is Smyrna. I would say 2 specialty stitches. And these are the colors of the wildflowers. This one is being stitched on light mocha shell linen, so 28th count. The same type of linen was used for Miss Kitty's Dragons. So this is the piece which was from this piece I used to stitch that one, and I'm going to stitch this one, and probably it's going to be enough for one more if I'll have more square designs which are going to be stitched on this one. And as I said, the embellishment pack of this design is pretty simple, and besides the angel which comes here in the embellishment pack, I need just DMC thread. So no Cranix, no DMC pearl, perle, nothing. So just like this. And as you see, there is some pink. So I would say that, how do I say? In a way, I'm still keeping the pink, how do I say? Pink starts, pink design, pink projects of March. So I'm going to stitch this one. If there is going to be something which I would feel that I want to share with you in between, I will film this to you. If this is going to be a simple design and it's going to be stitched quickly, of course I'm going to show you already the stitched design. And the next design to be started from Just Nan, this is going to be Perpetual Pentagon. This is a design which I would say that came back to me because once upon a time I had in my stash this design with pins. Yes. So what actually happened? Now the thing is that this design was released in 2015, and I started like stitching Just Nan in 2018, I think. So at the time I started being interested in Just Nan, this design was being sold, how would I say, without any problems. Why do I say this? Because now this design is out of print, and honestly I was convinced that this is a limited edition design, but no, this is not a limited edition design. It just was taken out of print quite quickly. So I was interested more in the pins, you know, and I bought this chart with the embellishment pack and the pins inside because I was interested in the pins. At that time I wasn't doing the finishes of I would say complicated, yes, Just Nan designs. That's why for me I was sure that I cannot do this. Like, I mean, like I cannot stitch and finish something like this. That's why when the chart and the pins were delivered, I sold the chart with the embellishment pack and I left the pins for myself. After a year, I think, I decided that I don't want the pins as well, and I sold the pins as well. So the pins were new in the packet and I sold them as well. Okay, did it, don't regret it, didn't regret it, you know. And the thing is that I didn't even remember about this design, most probably because this design is not popular, you know. I haven't seen it being stitched, at least on YouTube, I would say, because if I have seen it, probably I would have been interested in buying it, stitching it, things like this. Until last December, before Christmas. So what happened before Christmas? Actually, I was so ill. I had a bad flu that I was lying in bed. The thing is that when I have a cold, I have flu, I don't used to lie in bed. I used to do things, even if I don't feel well, but doing some things through the house, it makes me, I don't know how to say, cling to some normality, and it makes me feel better and I become better sooner or quicker. But this time it was pretty bad. I couldn't do anything, so I had to go and stay in bed. Being in bed, I wasn't watching YouTube, I wasn't watching, looking through Instagram, as usually happens, that I see something there and I inspire myself. I was just lying, you know, like in between dream and okay, suddenly, out of the blue, honestly, out of the blue, I remembered about this design. I don't know, I haven't seen it anywhere so that I would say, oh, I have this design, I would like to stitch it, or things like this. I don't know, it just came into my mind. And suddenly I realized that I want desperately to stitch this design and finish it. Okay, what happened, what changed since 2018, when I thought that it's going to be too complicated for me. So actually, meanwhile, happened this. So I would say that more or less I am able to do complicated just Nan pieces. Okay, this, so far from the ones I stitched and I finished, this one for me it was, I would say, the most complicated, like in the terms of finishing it, putting it together, but I enormously adore this, as I call it, ball. Then I have I have a star like this, which wasn't also simple to stitch and to finish. You see, and I have a pin here actually, and of course the usual, you know, like these corners like this from 15 parts, which are already a usual thing because I have 4 of them so far. Okay, so I thought that probably I am ready to finish this one. And first thing which I tried, I just took my phone and tried to look through YouTube to see if somebody has stitched it, to see how it looks like when it's finished. Haven't found it. If you know stitcher, a YouTube stitcher who has it in her videos or his videos, please write in the comments, because I would like to see this design being stitched by somebody else. Okay, I found this design being stitched in a few blogs, not a lot, but there were pictures and photos and I could look at it. Okay, it was clear that I will have to do it, how they say, by myself, reading the instruction and not being sure how this design is going to look as a finished product. I was ready to take the risks. Then I thought, but how do I know that I can still find the design, you know, because this one is out of production already. And started to look for the design, and I was happy that there are still shops which sell this design without pins, because at the time this design was released, it was being sold in 2 variants. It was being sold the chart and the embellishment pack, which is just beads. It doesn't have anything else except beads, 3 types of beads. And it was this one was cheaper. It was kind of from $20 to $25, I think. And it was the variant which had also the pins inside. These pins, I'm saying the pins. The pins are a flower and a bird. And the ones with the flower and the bird, they were from $35, I think, to $45, depending on the shop which was selling it, if I'm not wrong. So I was pleasantly surprised that there are still shops which still are selling the leftovers probably of the chart and the embellishment pack. Charts with pins, of course, I haven't found them. If you want them with pins, you should look on eBay, because for a price, of course, they sell with the chart with pins as well. Okay. And I already ordered it after New Year, because I was sure that during the winter holidays people are also having holidays, and I just didn't want to make the order. And I ordered it in January, but it came to me quite... so there were some things, and it reached me like I had it not so long time ago. Okay, meanwhile, so this one was paid, was ordered, it was being, I was waiting for it. Meanwhile, on our eBay, somebody was selling just the pins for this design, just the pins, for a very good price. For the price, so this is the packet, in the original packet, of course, for the price they cost, you know. And when I saw this, my heart started, you know, like beating very, very quickly. I was so happy. Then I thought that these pins are quite popular. I mean, just Nan pins. Probably it was an auction, and I said probably it's going to be a very big fight for them. I marked them in the watch list, and I thought that I'll see if I'll be able to buy them. It's okay. If not, I'm going to pick something from my pins which I already have, or even more, I will try to do something by myself. Not exactly like this, but something like similar. And to my greatest surprise, there wasn't any fight for them, and I took them for a very, very good price. And I will tell you that in the end, the chart, the embellishment pack, and the pins, they cost me the initial price of this design with the embellishment pack and the pins, which was sold like back in 2018. That's why I'm saying that if the fate if you want a kit and this is your kit, the fate will do everything possible so that this kit would come back to you. So this is my case. I'm enormously happy that this thing happened to me. And these ones came first, and they were waiting for the chart. The chart came, and as soon as I had it, I just put the materials away, and I'm ready to start. If to speak about the materials, by the way, they are not complicated, I would say, very nice materials. So the fabric which is required according to the key, this is platinum Belfast 32nd count platinum Belfast from Cashel, and I bought because I didn't have I have platinum in 28, I think, but I didn't have in 32. That's why this one was purchased. This one was purchased also before this one came, because I knew which fabric I need. And already I pulled out from the DMC's threads the threads I need here, because only DMC is required, no perle, no cranic, no nothing. So actually, because I went through the chart, so I already said that the embellishment pack is made from 3 types of beads. This is I think it's 3mm cream bead. Then there is it's a petite, yes, it's a petite cream bead, and there is a kind of peacock bead here, and that's it. And I already looked through the chart to see more or less what should I expect from this one. And actually I need to stitch 20 triangles like this. So I have to stitch every 4 triangles 5 colors. So I'll have 4 triangles with blue, then I will have 4 triangles with cream. So these ones are cream, as you can see. Then I'll have 4 triangles which will come in green color, and the green is this one. They should look like this. Then I'll have 4 triangles which will be with purple. So these are the purple ones here. And I have to do 4 triangles which will come in pink. So the pink ones are these ones. And no matter what color the triangles come, in the middle there is an how do I say, a background which comes in white cross stitches is going to be, and here it will be a rose. You see, each of them has the same rose, and the rose is made out of I don't remember which one of these pinks, 2 colors of pinks, and it has some leaves, also backstitched leaves, which come with a color of green, which is taken from this green. So I mean the middle of them, of each triangle, comes like this. And there is one more color. This is 3033, which I call it a technical color because I won't stitch cross stitches with it. This one is needed to make these corner stitches like on the edge of each triangle, and it's going to be used to put them together, these ones. So I have to stitch 20 triangles, 4 triangles each color, something like this. Look through the charts. They don't look complicated. I mean, the stitching. The only tricky thing which can be here is there are a lot of stitches. So it's not difficult to stitch, but it may take time to stitch them. So of course I'll let you know how this one is going on. And this is what I have so far with Perpetual Pentagon. Quite a progress, I would say. So actually I have stitched everything, meaning like I have stitched all 20 triangles, 4 colors, 4 triangles each color, something like this. So yes, as I told you in the beginning, that because I said that I will look through the chart, and it seemed to me that it's not complicated, but it's a lot of stitching. And yes, stitching the motifs, I mean what's inside each triangle, is not difficult at all, but there are a lot of stitches and it takes time. For example, to stitch 4, the pink ones, for example, to stitch all pink ones, the 4, it took me, so to stitch all the 4 triangles of one color during one day, you need a lot of stitching. You need to do a lot of stitching. So at least this was my case, because the pink and the lilac I managed to do in 2 days. The rest of them I didn't manage to make like one color in one day, because I didn't have as much time as I had in the first 2 days. So yes, the good thing is that each triangle is stitched, I mean one color is stitched the same. For example, what you see stitched with these 3 colors of pink, except the middle part, the rose, and the rose background, white background of the rose, everything is the same. So you see, like you stitch the same, and it's everything which is pink, because here it's one pattern, here it's another pattern, here it's another pattern, and so on and so forth. So the patterns, they are different, but nevertheless they are the same within one color, if I made myself clear. Okay, so what is different? Actually, what is different is the white background for the rows which come in the middle. For example, for this one it's one background, if you can notice. For this one is another background. The rose is the same. For this one it's another background, and for this one is another background. You see, when you go to number 2, lilac, so this one, the background on the lilac, is the same as the background on the pink. So actually the middle, the rose and the white background, they come the same for number 1, for number 2, for number 3, for number 4, something like this. Okay, and I also made the backstitch, which is like on the perimeter, you know, like everything. I didn't have the So I stitched the cross stitch, made the middle flower, made the perimeter back stitch. The only thing I made in the end, it was the beads, because according to the key, there are like 3 beads on each of the triangles, you see? Just the cream beads, and that's it. So these 3 beads, I attached the beads. Okay, and in such a way, I had everything. And by the way, I have a thing. So when I started stitching, I opened like here, read the things, took the fabric, and went to the, didn't pay a lot of attention. So I understood how they are like set on the fabric, and I went to the first like page with the patterns. The first one is pink. And as I like to stitch from the lower part to the upper part, and like starting from with the right hand, I of course started the pink one here, and I have stitched like 1, 2, I was at the 3rd one, and I decided let me check out how they which color is the next and how I should put them. And here I noticed that actually I made it vice versa, because here in the instructions they started with the upper part, you see, and then I decided that no, I'm not going to frog. It was a lot of work, actually. It was more than half of the pink ones, and I decided that I'm not going to frog or start a new piece of fabric to stitch them. I decided that probably it's important to place them the same as they are here. For example, the pink ones, I was stitching them with the like this one here, I mean like one angle up. The purple ones come like this one, you see, kind of like this. And I thought that maybe this way of placing them, it's important, because when you're putting them together, the way of the cross stitches look, you know, they don't look like scattered. I don't know how to call them. Okay, the thing is that in my case, I have the same, I placed the triangles the same way as here, you see, like the purple is like this, the green is like this, the cream is like this. But I started like vice versa, something like this. And yeah, it's the same. Actually, it's the same. And one more thing which was said is that between each of them, for example, from this side to this side, from this side to this side, and so on and so forth, you should leave 32 threads. So I left 32 threads within each of them. Even if here it looks the distance bigger, and here it looks smaller, but it's the same. And when I finished like stitching them and I attached the beads, I just counted where the middle would be, and I pulled a thread so that it would be easy for me to divide them when I'm going to cut already the thing here, like the edges, I would say. So yeah, a lot of work has been done. Then by the way, I wanted to tell you that I liked very much the instructions of this design. I can probably boast that I have stitched quite a lot of Just Nan so far, meaning that I have seen quite a lot of instructions, but this one seemed to me pretty good. So I finished with the stitching with everything, and the finishing, you see, it's a full page. Yeah, it's a lot, but nevertheless I understood what I have to do. But of course I'm going to read one more time. Look, you see how it looks like. So the thing is that what I have done from the finishing already, I put interfacing here, and I chose not the soft interfacing which I have, but I chose one which is, how do I say, stiffer, because I want the ball to have a good size, one thing. And also it was insistently advised here to indicate the code of each triangle. You see, and I have here like L3, L2, 1. So I used, by the way, this pen, which is especially for cross stitch, I mean, which should go out, something like this. Okay, because even from the chart, you know that the pink, for example, pink 1, this is P1, pink 2, the second one there is P2, P3, P4. L comes from lilac, L1, L2, L3, L4. Green is G, G1, G2, G3, G4. Why I'm saying this? Because here in this mass you would understand what this means. For example, this is like how you should put them so that they would go like this. And Nan was saying that we should also write here so that we would know which is which. Okay, I did it. Even though I know which is which, honestly, I know, but I did it because who knows, maybe I will get lost meanwhile. Okay, so what I have to do now, actually, I am going to cut, like, first I'm going to cut them in squares, because it's going to be easier for me, of course, to cut each of them in squares, and I'm going to cut the edge of each one. I'm going to do as I usually do. I usually do 0.8 millimeters, something like this, so mostly 1 centimeter, but I used to have even a little bit less. And after cutting them, I'm going to work the edges with Prim Fray check. Yes, this is not said to do in the instructions, but I used to do this for I think almost 3 years with all my Just Nan things like this. Why? First of all, because it doesn't go, this phrase, you know, they don't go, and when you don't used to have to be here, and when you work like putting all this together, they don't bother you, because I bother a lot when I see these things. One thing, and the other thing, you know for sure that this this fabric is going to be fixed, so it won't go anywhere, the phrase won't go, it won't, like, it's going to be fixed. So I'm going to cut the edge of each of them, and I'm going to work out the edges with this one. Generally speaking, if you look here, the thing is not difficult. So if you realize, if you understand here which goes with which, actually you have to put 5 of them and put them together, and again 5 of them to put them together, and the rest of them, like, you do a band which is going to close them or to link them. Kind of, okay, it reminds me of Mary 15, more or less. If you Mary 15, I mean like the biscornu, which is made from 15 parts. So here it's not 15, it's more, but because they are smaller, but more or less it's the same thing. It's 20 here. So yes, I'm going to do the next step, and I hope I'll be able to show you how this looks like. So first I'm going to take a darker color, I think, and I'm going to put together everything so that I would have like the top and the bottom, or vice versa, because this one doesn't have a top or bottom, and the rest of them just to connect together. And after that I'm going to do the biscornu stitch, like nicely, slowly, carefully, because I cannot do this one quickly and such things. So yes, the most how would I say, I would say for me this is the moment which decides everything, so to put everything together nicely. And a new little update about this design, this project of mine. So what I actually have, I have what's on the last page, so this one. So it should be like this, it should be like this, if we are guiding ourselves through this one, and this one should be like this. So I attached I made 3 main parts of the design. I would say that it was useful. So here it's written a lot, I mean like here. I read everything, and I understood that it's written so much for people who are new to this, because for me, honestly, for me it was enough to see these 2 pages and everything was clear. So how I have to put everything together. What was useful from everything which was written there is the fact that I wrote on the base of the triangle the code name, like P1, P2, P3, C1, C2, C3, as I said in previous notes about this design. So I attached them. It was saying there to have a helping basting stitch, so that it would put everything together, and having this one put together I would cross stitch. I was ready to do this, but I said, okay, let me try doing the biscornu stitch by itself, without attaching with a helping stitch, and I managed to do this. Probably because I already did some of them before this, I have experience, but I didn't need the helping stitch, so I did it straight away. So I did this one, I did this one. This is Pentagon A, Pentagon B, and I already put together all these things. And all these things, like you can see here, so which goes where, and here you can see if you did it correctly. And for this shoe, I already attached the beads, because as soon as you have 5 connected, you have to attach the beads. So the beads are attached afterwards. They are not perfectly attached here, I mean like perfectly, but apparently perfectly, it's quite difficult probably to be done, because here on the preview, they look the same. So my attached beads look like on the preview. So it means I attached them correctly. Okay, so now I have to, so what's the next step? I have to take this one, the green one, take the blue one from here, because I know already by heart the codes, and I have to start attaching these ones here, go here, attach this one. As long as I come here, I already can attach the beads. So the beads have to be attached while doing the attachment of the parts. So I have to attach this one like this, like this, like this, like this, and we'll go until here, and this one will go on the bottom. So kind of this is the work I have to do. Okay, before doing this, I by the way, wanted to pay your attention at the fact that I said that I am using freight check. You see, I stitched all this together. I put this all together. I worked with the beads. I don't have anything here. Everything is very clean. That's why I'm doing this, because I hate when there are like threads here everywhere and you are working here. I hate this thing. That's why I'm doing it. Now, before attaching all these things with the 3 of them, you know, I'm going to iron this edge, because ironing it's going to make it like stay in place like this, you see? Yeah, you can do it like, you can turn them with your fingers, because in the instructions it said to do it with the fingers, and it works, but if you iron it, it's even better, you see? So I'm going to do this for this one, and for this one I'm going to do this, and it's going to be easier when attaching and working with this one. So and when you are attaching, you should leave in the end one of these sides like unstitched. You fill it in, and then you stitch the final part. Usually I leave more than one. So far I used to leave more than one, because apparently I need more, but I'll see how it's going to work with this one. So hope that next we'll see the ready work, the ready project. And the Perpetual Pentagon is ready. This is how it looks. And I was calling this one that a future ball. This is going to be a ball, because according to the preview, to the photos from the preview, I was sure that this one is going to be a ball. But look, this one is not a ball, you see? So this is like where this stripe was connected, and these are the 5 triangles which were connected like A and B part, which I showed to you, you see? And this is how it looks like. It's kind of like this. So yes, but nevertheless, if I display it like you see on the preview, for example, this picture, I try to put the pins exactly like there. So the flower to the purple one, and the bird to the green one. So if you are displaying like this, it's standing. It's exactly like on the preview, it's standing. So I kind of understood that this side and this side, they are the sides which are the best to display, because first of all, here, if you look, the triangles, they are connected so that the bases, all the bases come here, you see, and the tips are connected here. And here it's the same, and the triangles, there are 5 triangles, different color each. But here, if you look here at this side, for example, if you try here, you see, also it's a pentagon, but there are like 2 pinks, and the bases, for example, the bases is here, the bases is here, the bases is here, here. So the bases come different sides, because it was impossible to do it like such a geometrical thing. Here, for example, if you look, we have 2 creams. Here we have 2 blues. If you look here, we have 2 greens, you see? Here we have 2 lilacs, kind of this. But if you look here and here, they are different. So this is the displaying side. Putting this one together, it proved to be very hard work for me. And the hard work was given not by connecting the biscornu stitches and connected the sides, but it was the beads. I don't know why it was for me such a difficult thing to put these beads here, because I tried desperately, hardly to do my best so that these beads would look fine. If you look on the preview, they also they're not perfectly attached, because it's very, very difficult to attach them perfectly. That's why I said that I did my best. I managed on the this 5 facing sides. I may manage to put them perfectly because I remade them from the last time I showed them to you. I remade them, this one and this one. I managed this one to do nicely, but here you see this one, I like how it's made. This one, it's okay, because this ones were the first, if I'm not wrong. But here, this were the last part which I did, and here I struggled a lot. You see, this one is not okay. But I cannot do it better. This is it, and I left it like this. So this side is not the best. But nevertheless, I finished it and I did it. I like it a lot. Honestly, when it was finished and I displayed it with the pins, once again I said that Nan Caldera is a genius, because you know when I chose the materials like the fabric, the floss, I said, okay, they are too simple. Probably this one is not going to be so great as the previous things I stitched and finished from Nan. But when it was ready and I put the pins here, I said, it's genius. It's genius. Everything here is perfect. I mean, the colors which were chosen, the tones of the colors, the beads, how these beads look like. So everything is absolutely nice. And yes, I can say that I have another crazy finishing in my already cross-stitched and finished stash, because that's a stash as well. Or maybe that one is a treasure. This already is a treasure. Before it was in my, before stitching it, it was a stash. Now it's a treasure, you see. So yes, if you want to stitch it, I will be glad to look how you stitch it and how this one looks like in your stitching, in your interpretation of this one. Nice, really nice. And that's not everything, because I still have some things to show to you. In the beginning of this year, I made myself a challenge to finish every month at least one design which was stitched in previous years. I mean, like last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. By the way, in this autumn, I will have 10 years since I am stitching. So something which is in my stitched stash and is not finished, and now I know for sure how I want to finish it and I can do it. Things like this. So for this month, I chose the following. I have finished this design by Just Nan. Don't remember how this one is called. It's an out of print design which I stitched I think 2 or even 3 years ago. Didn't stitch it with the original I mean like chart and embellishment pack, because this one it was hard to find. And the Dragonfly, this one was purchased from Susan Clark's Originals. I just chose it thinking that the colors would fit this design, and yes, the colors fit this design. I found the chart and I stitched it, because here, except the Mill Hill petite beads and this Dragonfly, you don't need anything else, but the design is very, how do I say, nice. And I think a couple of years ago, I found this frame at Tiki Maxx. I liked how the frame looked like, but I said, it's pink and it has this golden like touch, and I don't know. And when I was showing it in the purchases video, I said that I would like probably to paint it white. And quite a lot of stitchers in the comments, they told me, don't hurry to paint it white. Leave it like this, kind of live with this frame for a while, and then rethink if you still want to paint it, because the frame actually is nice. And you know what? They were right, because I didn't leave it so much time because I was not sure. I just was a lazy thing and didn't finish it, because for a while I already was sure that this one will go this frame, this color, I won't change anything. And taking into account that this is the pink March, I said, okay, this is the perfect month to finish this design. I don't like finishing the designs into frames. I would say I almost hate it. I don't know why. I like the finishings in the biscornues. For example, this thing is not a problem for me, even if I am like spending hours to put everything together. This one is not a problem for me. But like putting the stitching on a piece of cardboard, this already it's a thing for me. I don't know why. But I worked with myself and I did it and I finished it. So this is how it looks like this side. Perfect. Perfectly nice, and I am very, very happy. And this is not the only finishing I have for this month, because I was a very hard working stitcher, and I finished one more design, this one. So this is the Sewing Fairy, don't remember how the design is called, from Mill Hill. It was stitched long ago, I don't remember how many years ago. I had the original kit. It just in the original kit, it's Aida, the same color, and I didn't want at that time to stitch it on Aida. I said that I'll choose an even weave, and I chose the even weave from what I had in my stash at that time. It's an even weave, but the color of the Aida, which was in the kit, and the color of this fabric, they're exactly the same. So I stitched it then with a great joy, because the design is nice. I was even thinking about buying the rest of the fairies. There are two Christmas fairy, and there is a fairy with the knitting fairy, I think, with a kitten. It was the moment when I could buy them, because I think that now they are not sold. Maybe they are going to reprint them, I don't know. But I thought that no, it's enough for me, one fairy and that's it, because this one is kind of Sewing Fairy. Okay, maybe not the stitching, but she has a needle, she has this, she's sitting on this spool. I liked it a lot. And this one was like lying stitched, and meanwhile I purchased such a, I don't know how to call it, figurine, statue. It's not a statue, it's a figurine probably, from by Jim Shore, because initially the design it was like made by the Jim Shore into this one, and then Mill Hill made it into stitching design, because quite a lot of Jim Shore's figurines, they are made into cross stitching. I purchased this one. This one is exceptionally nice. Very nice, you see. And this one, it's on my shelves. I purchased it last year, and this one was not framed, and I was thinking why I'm not framing this one, because my dream is to have them like this one is stitched, this one is like here next to it, and kind of to look at the real thing by Jim Shore and the stitched thing. And when I was like taking this one from the pile, I just saw this one and I said, okay, I'm taking it and I'm framing it. So I look for a frame and I'm framing it. You know, one of the problems why I didn't frame it like from the very beginning when I purchased it, because I stitched it and I was thinking like I'm going to frame it in a white frame by Mill Hill, you know, the ones which Mill Hill is selling. The thing is that in the kit it was Aida 14, but the even weave I chose, it's the 27th count, I think. So it's a bit bigger, and this one doesn't fit in the usual Mill Hill frames, and I was so kind of disappointed that I didn't pick something which is 28th count. So it was just lying like this. I took it out. First I looked, because I have kind of 3 or 4 frames which were purchased before, and I am not using them. This was a new one. It's from Hobbycraft. You see, it's a deep one. It had glass. I took the glass away, so I'm not going to use it with glass. And I just pulled it here, and I said it's going to stay here until maybe some better times when I'll have the possibility to go to a professional framing studio, and I'll frame her, this fairy, into a more beautiful frame. But so far I want to have a joy and see this one and this one together on a shelf. And these are the finishings which I have for this month, so I can have a tick already at this point of my my challenge. And the last thing, I wanted to show you something which I received as a gift, I can say, for Mother's Day, because this weekend, this Sunday, we celebrate the Mother's Day, and my husband usually asks me, what do you want as a present? What do you want as a present? I say, when I know what I want, I just telling him. And this year I didn't know what I wanted, it just until Monday, when I saw on Instagram that Kohana actually made a limited reprint, or I don't know how to say, of their Sakura collection, and I wanted the scissors. I mean, like, not the mini scissors and not the sewing scissors, like the stitching scissors. And I tried to find them. I found them. I ordered not only the scissors. I ordered also pincushion, very little pincushion. I'm going to open and you'll see, and some pins here. Speaking about Kohana, I know that quite a lot of stitchers who have this brand, they are thrilled about it. I wanted at least one pair of scissors from Kohana, because I kind of have scissors from different brands. I wouldn't say that I have a lot. Okay, I call it a collection, but I am not a keen collector of scissors. I have, I think, 6 pairs from Saju. And by the way, I am using them. I mean, like, all the expensive scissors I bought, I call them a collection, but nevertheless I'm using them, because this is why I bought them. And Kohana was one of the scissors, one of the scissor brands which I wanted. So that's why when I saw that they are making the reprint, I said, why not? Let me try. So I'm going to open this, and we are going to see what is there inside. And this is how they look like. The thing which I noticed from the very beginning is the fact that they are not pinky pink. They are kind of, how do I say, suntan pink. I don't know how to call them, but I like it a lot. So I'm relieved that they are not like kind of bright pink. So here, this is how they look like. I know that quite a lot of stitchers already have these scissors. This one is Apparently, I think it's leather, and it's dark brown, so it's not black, it's dark brown. And there are like the papers in Japanese, just Japanese. We're just saying something interesting. Do they have another language? No, no, just Japanese. Nice. I like when the things are, how do you say, they are packed so nicely. You know, these are not cheap things. I'm saying, first of all, the cheap scissors, and they look very nice. By the way, the box, I don't know which wood is made it from, but it's super, super easy. Easy, light, sorry. So yeah, very pleased by the color of these scissors. And this is the pin cushion. This is a teeny tiny pin cushion. I'm not attracted by these pin cushions because I didn't expect that it would be so small. First of all, I didn't look at the size. I admit that I wasn't especially interested in how big this one is, but this one is small. And what I liked about this one, because there are things like this with different color of fabric here. The fabric is simple, and they look nice, but this one has stitches, kind of specialty stitches. And this one looks exceptional. That's why I purchased this one. I wouldn't have bought a pin cushion if I haven't seen this one. It's exceptionally nice. And this one has a pin. I didn't even notice that this one has a pin. That's why I purchased some pins. See, also from the Sakura collection, you see how they look like here. I purchased some pins like this. And the pins are also small, you see? They will go like here. I think this one look... they look better. They're not so small. And this one in the nest here has also this kind of I don't know how to call it, but I know what is it for. So if you want this one, you like put it here, you connect the edges, and you can wear it as a necklace, as a pin cushion necklace. I'm not going to wear it, but I didn't know it has this option. And yeah, that's it. This would be my gift for the Mother's Day. And I'm happy that I have a Kohana scissor. Finally, I would say. Yeah, I have a Kohana scissor, you know, the snips, the small ones, but I wanted a kind of bigger one because I'm using this type of scissors. I mean, like the bigger ones. I'm not using the snips, they're called correctly. Yeah. And yes, finally, that's everything what I wanted to show you in this video. I hope it was interesting for you. I hope you liked what you saw today in my video. And of course, I'm waiting for you in my next videos. Until then, bye bye.